Is that a monster under your bed? Nah, it's just the unstoppable boogeyman to these NFL defenses known as Lamar Jackson. Be afraid, defensive coordinators. Be very afraid. Leading the league in both passer rating and yards per carry, Lamar Jackson is straight up nightmare fuel for coordinators around the league. You simultaneously have to back up to contain his cannon, while crashing downhill to stop his unparalleled acceleration. Sounds impossible, right? Well, so far, there's been 3 main theories developed for how to stop Lamar Jackson. And so far this season, he's had answers for each and every one of them. Let's start with the first method developed by Miami last season with the cover 0 all-out pressure look. Miami have 7 up at the line of scrimmage, all threatening to rush, and 4 guys back deep lying man-to-man on the receivers. This guarantees the Dolphins a free rusher off the snap, as the maximum the Ravens can protect with is 6. Slide another guy into the protection and Miami brings another rusher, always forcing the overload. There's going to be a free rusher, so you've got to get this out quick. But quick screens rarely work as Miami aren't playing strict man coverage on the outside, passing off the routes depending on the leverage. This allows them to play fast downhill and towards anything quick and short. You could go over the top, but the DBs are so far off the line of scrimmage and the rush immediate, most things will have to be floated up, and this is easily attacked from off leverage. If you want to go over the middle quickly, well, this is clogged too. While Miami will initially rush one more, certain players depending on the protection call will only show their blitz, before then dropping into a rat zone to jam up the passing lanes. Well, more on this in a minute. Despite what it appears as, there are holes in this defense. One of them is being out to the boundary fast. The Ravens will bring the short slot in motion, leaving Rashad Bateman as the only receiver to the wide side. And look at the room this gives him to work in. Howard has to backpedal for the speed, watching inside for the quick ball, so a hitch placed to the outside is near automatic. Now here it is a week later against the Patriots. Their wrinkle is to not give Lamar an indication of the blitz until right before the snap, walking up to take their positions when the center's head bobs down. The Ravens have an automatic call here when Andrews and Lamar spot this, running a quick pivot route. Lamar drifts back to buy time, and Andrews rewards his QB's patience with a great one-hander. Back to the Miami game, and it's the same look from the same formation. As we previously mentioned, although all the rush might first step forward to fill their gaps, they don't all continue. Generally, lines slide their protection so the free rusher has the furthest distance to travel, giving the QB the most amount of time to throw. Knowing this, Miami will have the lineman over the slide side dummy rush before dropping into underneath coverage. But the Ravens were ready for it. Instead of a receiving threat coming in motion from the slot on this one, they use fullback Patrick Ricard, bringing him across to take out the unblocked end to buy more time. Knowing the drop is coming, Lamar stays patient, steps up, and spots the uncovered flats, sidearming it for a first. And it's not generally advised, as this is a high tariff maneuver. But if you think you've got the matchup, you can attempt to go over the top. Again, the Patriots won't show the cover 0 until the last second, and they even get a free rusher up the gut this time. But Lamar once again drifts away, buying time to throw a step-back rainbow to Mark Andrews, who absolutely mosses Devin McCourty. Now, allow us to take a step back real quick and introduce this week's sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the easiest way for you to play daily fantasy sports. Pick between 2 to 5 plays and an over-under on their projection, and you can win up to 10 times on any entry. Sign up using our exclusive offer code, THINKINGFOOTBALL, and you'll receive a 100% instant deposit match all the way up to $100. PrizePicks offers every sport you can think of, not just the NFL, allowing you to combine your knowledge from across the sports world to conquer their over-unders. The lines we like this week are the squad of Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Rashad Bateman, all to go over. Or, if you're watching Saturday, why not try this squad of Bryce Young, KJ Jefferson, and Trayshawn Holden, all to go over. PrizePicks entries can be made in 60 seconds or less with their award-winning, easy-to-use mobile app. So make sure you sign up with our offer code THINKINGFOOTBALL to get your deposit matched up to $100. PrizePicks, Daily fantasy made easy. The second coverage that teams have tried to throw at him are deep zones. Now, we have a whole video coming on this and how teams are taking it to the extreme this season, but it does seem like a viable tactic against Lamar. You've got a 4 umbrella deep to protect any shot play, 3 guys to clutter up the middle, and the option of sending 5 if you want to pin the pocket, while also remaining flexible enough in run fits in the box. These defenses aim to frustrate quarterbacks by slowing them down to a crawl and making them take what's there. Luckily, if you can remain patient, they have a fairly easy beat. With 4 guys back, you need to have the backers positioned tight enough to protect any gap assignment they might need to play against the run. And this opens up acres of space in the flat. Watch the Ravens bring Demarcus Robinson in motion, having him immediately run a speed flat. Sauce Gardner acts quickly, but there's just too much space here to exploit. Against the Patriots this time, and you can see a clearly defined cover 4 pre-snap, and the Ravens are going to try to execute a very similar play, bringing Justice Hill on the play-action jet and running him into the flat. Jawan Bentley jumps wide to cover it, and this is where you can see the maturity of Lamar as a passer. There's no panic despite the pressure, as he knows this opens up a gap in the hook curl for Andrews, and it's right between the numbers. And despite its reputation as a deep protection defense, it still only takes 1 man to get fooled and it's house. The Ravens again bring Patrick Ricard in motion, running a play-action max protect shot. Robinson will run a deep curl directly at safety Jordan Whitehead to occupy his vision, with Bateman splitting the field from the far side. Lamarcus Joyner does a bad job staying in his back pedal despite nobody close to him to cover, but he's expecting help from Whitehead inside who's way too low. And Lamar capitalizes, launching a bomb right over the shoulder to Rashad Bateman. The third coverage that teams have really tried to test him with a ton is 1 high man coverage. Teams have sort of given up spying Lamar as 1 guy truly isn't enough, sending 5 to try and pin him into the pocket, or playing a robber looking for the crosser. Here, the Jets are playing cover 1 robber, which passes off on the bunch trying to negate any pick plays. Spotting that he has 1-on-1 off the release, Lamar gets this up immediately off his backstep, throwing a perfect rainbow to his boy for the score. His accuracy throughout the season has been on another level. The Pats send 5 this time, like most teams have been doing, trying to squeeze Lamar into the pocket. But even with the diving Judon at his feet, Lamar throws a perfect strike to the back corner of the end zone. It's especially impressive as rushers are getting better at pass rushing while maintaining the squeeze on the pocket, something that's become a required skill in the modern day NFL. Having Mark Andrews certainly helps, as he's basically unguardable on this crosser. Anytime you see man, get your eyes to 89, because there's a high chance it's going there. And we've been showing mainly just great throws in this section, but it's also his reads. Lamar will read the short side of the field first, but sees both his tight end and back locked up in man, moving to the backside where he knows he has a beater. They've got a leveled slants concept with Robinson and Bateman, and as soon as the safety clears the window to play the 3 to this side, Lamar rips it over Xavier Howard and right to his man before Javon Holland can get there. We've talked about the passing game, but we haven't even had a chance to get to the ground game yet, where defending Lamar is virtually impossible. Teams are forced to squeeze rather than direct rush because if he escapes and gets wide, you're toast. We showed some in the passing section, but his ability to extend plays simply breaks the defense. You can play perfect coverage, design a perfect blitz, and he can still skip out of it. Here, the Jets play pretty perfect man coverage across the board, choosing to send 5 to squeeze the pocket, getting home before anyone can get free. The pressure comes around the edge and up the middle, but Lamar somehow avoids both, bobbing forward and backpedaling away from the rush, getting wide when the pocket breaks down. He then somehow skips out the next pressure before setting up 37 for his blocker with a dummy move inside, opening up a sideline lane for the first. This was a dead play on 3rd and long, but with Lamar, it's fresh downs. And again, this is pretty good man coverage here, sticking to every option and playing a robber to cut anything quick to the middle. The Packs have 2 players win their blocks immediately, and both can get within a foot of Lamar, but he once again pulls a Houdini. backing up and creating space, turning the corner to pick up the long third down. He's a menace that causes big breakaway scrambles, but his design runs are even more backbreaking. This is the base run the Ravens have been using for a while now for Lamar, known as bash, back away from strong side. The running back will fake a read with Lamar helping to hold the backside end, and the Ravens will pull both the right guard and tackle to lead the way, with the rest of the line pinning down. Look how the movement has the Pats linebackers completely lost as Bentley steps into the wash and Mack Wilson completely runs with the back, leaving Lamar with a clean edge to turn and accelerate for the first down. Here's a similar looking play, but this time it's actually a read play. The back will come across to the strong side of the formation this time, forming a mesh with Lamar as he reads the end. Wise stands up, so Jackson keeps it, following a big boy through the hole and sprinting into open field. And here's the fake of that, with added motion for confusion. Justice Hill will run the jet motion and appear to be running the same power read as before, but this is a designed keeper for Lamar. Neither are reading a player. The condensed formation and motion catches Miami out of position with two players following the jet motion. Holland comes downhill to make sure he has the outside gap, and that means 28 needs to rotate to play Holland's role at safety and transition to his run fit. However, he keeps following Hill. With nobody in the C gap, Lamar hits it hard and turns on the boosters, taking it all the way to the crib. There isn't really much you can do about this. When the games are on the line, the Lamar Jackson rush is the most valuable play in the league. He can just take off away from anybody. There's nothing as a defense that you can do. The backside end has to play contained for the running back. The double pull gets out quickly and opens up a lane. And I repeat, nobody can stop Lamar's acceleration. It's deadly. It's a tough schedule ahead, and it remains to be seen whether the defense can match the offense's expectations. But this is hands down the best version of Lamar Jackson that we've seen yet. The explosion of his arm and on the ground looks as devastating as ever, but it's his calmness in the pocket and ability to process what defenses are throwing at him as he matures as a passer that should continue to see this Ravens team ascend. Too early to say MVP? We'll see. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for future breakdowns. We drop a video every week throughout the season. Take care.